Never ever again will you hear me utter the words boring mouth, because they have gone from boring mouth to Jason Bournemouth. Welcome to your Forest video for today. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest news. Coming up in today's video, we will talk through what happened yesterday, from I hate football to I love football to what is next, because the roller coaster ride is literally just departing the station now. So you better damn well strap yourselves in, because it's gonna get hairy. If you're enjoying the content, as always, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new, and if you could do me a massive favor, if you haven't already, please download SofaScore, the best football free app on the planet, with over 50,000 downloads, which will give you all your stats on Forest, all your stats on your favorite players, all your stats on your past favorite players, and of course goal alerts and all the usual stuff you expect from the app. The link's in the description, and also pin it in the comments as well. Okay, let's jump into the video and let's talk about Jason Bournemouth. What a weird game that was. Now, luckily for me, I was at football training for most of that game. Got home at half time, looked at the scoreline, 3-0 to Luton. Look at the table. Forest are in the relegation zone. Forest are at least 2 goals behind them. I think it was, we were what, -16 and they were -12 or whatever way it was around. The difference was 2. And you're looking at it thinking, Friday's coming in, another 6 points. That puts us 6 points behind them. And the worst case scenario could have played itself out. If we then went and lost to Luton, we could be 9 points behind them come 5 p.m. on Friday. So what did I do? I got on my knees and I prayed to Allah, man. 45 minutes of prayer. Check the score afterwards. And there is a God. 4-3 to Bournemouth. So what does this mean? This means, firstly, let's shout out Bournemouth, because they drew with Sheffield United, which kind of annoyed me in itself. But Semenyo, who I have rated, ask Statman John how many times I've said he is their best player. He impresses me every time I see him. And what a set of goals he scored to put Luton on their knees. And look, let's not over celebrate this, okay? Because the road is long and it's still dark. There is a little light at the end of the tunnel. But this is going to devastate Luton. They can't keep standing back up. They're not Rocky, man. They don't get knocked down and come back up as many times as they have. They've had so many results lately where they've been in the game, then they've lost it in the second half, or they've blown a lead, or they've just capitulated like they did yesterday and against Liverpool. But that run cannot go on forever. Hopefully it goes on for at least one more game. But it's relieving. It's relieving, but it's only a temporary relief is the message I want to get to you guys today. Because we can and we may still get our 6 points. I'm assuming it's 6 points tomorrow. And that could knock us into the relegation zone. That could put us 3 points behind Luton. But I'm not actually against that. Because I think if we can get this stupid monkey off our back and we know where we stand, and we can go into that game knowing what we need to do. There's no more of this, oh, what happens when the points come in? How many points will it be? Where are we going to be in the table and everything? If it knocks us 3 points behind Luton, level on games, we know we go into that game, we beat them, we're out of the relegation zone on merit. And then if you look at the next games coming up, okay, football isn't played on paper, but then we got Palace and Fulham at home, and they're going away to Spurs and Arsenal. And on paper, you'd expect Forest to get a couple of points out of their games and hopefully Luton not to get anything out of theirs. And on top of that, Everton don't play again until after the international break. We need to go into this international break with a real, wind in our sails. And that's the important thing for me. But I am telling you now, guys, this is going to be a roller coaster. Ronan Keating style, man. Life is a roller coaster. Truer words have never been spoken. And it is time to strap in and strap in tight, because there will be highs, there will be lows. The only way we don't end up in a roller coaster ride is if we beat Luton, beat Palace, and then beat Fulham. They lose all 3 games. We've gapped them by 6 points, and then you can start to slowly remember how to breathe again. But let's play out the scenarios. This is what I want to do. And I'm working on the assumption, and I'll save you guys in the comments, you know, all the internet accountants. I don't know if it's 6 points. I'm going to work on the basis that the precedent has been set by what Everton were given, which was 6 points. It could be more. We could face 9. I doubt it, because 9 is now classified as if you go into liquidation, as in the way that Portsmouth did. So you would expect 6 to be the maximum. You'd also expect with Nick DeMarco, our most important signing of the season, hopefully he's worked some magic and maybe got that down to 3 or maybe 0. But let's work on the worst case scenario. Well, the worst case scenario for me has gone. Worst case scenario, as I said in the previous video, would have been Forest to get 6 points, Luton to have beaten Bournemouth, and then Luton to be us, putting us in a net position of 9 points behind them with a worse goal difference, which would technically mean 10 points behind them. That's gone for now, unless of course we get 9, but let's not go down that road. So this game now, if we assume that tomorrow Forest get the 6 points and we're 3 points behind them, then we know what we have to do. We beat them, we're out the relegation zone. That for me should give Nuno and the players clarity and focus, and they should be coming off the back of that loss for Luton yesterday with a new spring in their step, with now understanding that our future is in our hands, where it wasn't 45 minutes into that game, unbelievably, and now it's turned full circle. But also what I want to add, the end of the world does not happen if we don't beat Luton. If Forest gets a draw with Luton on Saturday, that will still leave them 3 points ahead of us, with Spurs and Arsenal coming up for them. And with us, it'll be Palace and Fulham at home. And I feel like Fulham are on the beach. Palace are probably still in the fight, depending on how many points us and Everton get. But I think those fixtures are more favourable to us. So turning over a 3-point lead is doable. Look, even if we lose to Luton on Saturday and the gap becomes 6 points, then we must and will have to win our 2 games against Palace and Fulham, both at home. And then it's still game on. So as big as this game feels on Saturday, the point I'm making here is the season doesn't end at 5 p.m. There's still plenty of games to go. And there's still plenty of peaks and troughs that we are going to have to go through. Now, the ideal scenario is obviously we win. And if we can do that, then maybe the Hawaiian shirt can come out, but not quite yet. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Look, I go back to, I don't know if you guys remember the bit I did with Sky in the summer. And I said to them, okay, I said Forest will finish 7th or 8th. Yeah, I think that's gone because of the points. But I said to them, all I wanted was a stress-free season. And I've literally had nothing but a stressful season. And I'm sure you guys have been just as stressed as me. It's probably been one of the most stressful seasons I can remember for quite a long time for Forest. Probably going back to that day against Ipswich, man. The whole relegation saving thing in the last game. We could talk about the Stoke game. There's loads of stresses. But in terms of prolonged stress, that's the word I'm looking for here. From the start of the season, it felt like things were always just building up into this stressful finish that we are now in. And we have to, for the sake of my health, for the sake of your health, Forest have got to pull something out the bag here. And if we do, I genuinely feel that Forest kick on next season. I genuinely do think that Nuno can put together a structure of a team in the summer, can start to look up the table, can start to plan for what he wants to do, get a full season behind him, get a full summer of recruitment behind him, get the deadwood out of the club, bring in some fresh new ideas, maybe some different backroom stuff, definitely a new set piece coach. But we are going to break this down for you in the preview video tomorrow, because there's a lot to talk about what to expect in the Luton game. We'll also have a Grumpy Old Reds live. And I can tell you from our WhatsApp group, man, there was highs and lows tonight. But let's have a massive shout out to finish with to our mate Jimmy from Blades Rumble or Ramble or whatever the hell he calls it. because man was he gloating on Twitter. And what's hilarious is, as I said, I was at the under-13s football training, as I am every Wednesday. And I came back and didn't see any of his tweets until full time, where he was chucking those laughing emojis. Jimmy, let's see who laughs last. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. We'll see you on the next video. Keep the faith. Come on, you Reds.